of the various Zionist movement organizations raising funds abroad, the JNF has been the most explicitly political. Well into the post-war period, it presented itself as the main nation-building institution, claimed to drain the swamps and make the desert bloom. Of course, what it was doing was first buying, and from 1948 onwards, seizing Palestinian lands to transfer into the ownership of the Zionist movement. If we consider the work of the JNF UK, there are some continuities in the way it has carried out its fundraising work. But there's also an important change to which I want to refer later. The ecological claim has always been there, raising funds to plant olive trees and conifers. The conifers were also to make Palestine and later Israel look more European. But of course, their primary function was to cover over the crime of destroying Palestinian villages and preventing the return of Palestinian refugees there. And alongside the ecological facade, the JNF argued that it was facilitating the kibbutzim, the agricultural cooperatives which were formed to build up an agricultural base aimed at excluding Palestinian labor. The alleged socialism of the kibbutz was how the JNF was packaged as part of the Labour Zionist project and propaganda. And on that basis, the Labour Party was the main popularizer of Zionism in this country. The JNF UK propaganda now makes no mention of nation building, and of course even less of socialism, but it talks mainly of the ecological benefits of its work. But the organization's effectiveness, and this is where there has been an important change, now derives not from what the JF claims to do, but from having a protected status. Its charity status is now the main political shield. The activities for which the JNF UK funds are used, whether it's for helping to seize land from the Bedouin in the Nakab or assisting the Israeli military in Gaza, are indefensible, even on the terms of mainstream liberal democratic discourse. To continue its work, the JNF UK now relies on putting it beyond public accountability, putting itself beyond public accountability and criticism. Its charitable status serves that purpose. The Charity Commission's recognition of the JNF UK has to be seen in the context of the British government outsourcing its attempts to stifle criticism of Israel through mechanisms that are difficult to hold to account. The IHRA definition of anti-Semitism is a most recent example, but there's also the PREVENT program, in which criticism of Israel is highlighted as one of the main symptoms of the terrorist mindset. And the government directive issued to student unions, which states that student support for BDS violates the charitable status of student unions, is another example. Note the contrast. Aiding ethnic cleansing is permissible. It is even deemed charitable, but activities which oppose it are not. The campaign to expose the JNF UK is therefore not simply about opposing a racist organization, though that is important in itself, but it is also a way to contest a political culture that seeks to stifle criticism of Israel while aiding and abetting its policies. To combat this, the campaign to stop the JNF UK aims to highlight Israel's ongoing ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians.